Hey, fifth graders. Let's get started with our unit on mixtures together today. So we're going to walk through this Edpuzzle, and there's going to be plenty of times where I say, okay, go ahead and answer this question, and the video will automatically pause and have you answer the question on Edpuzzle. Just a reminder, this is what we did with the Malala video a while back, so we're doing it again. So to kick off our unit on mixtures, my question for you is, as people, as scientists, as inhabitants of this world, do we ever actually create new substances, something brand new? Yes or no is not an acceptable answer. I need you to give me a complete sentence on why you think yes or no. Go ahead and answer now. All right, we are going to talk about this first, and then we're going to move into an experiment today. So this first part is kind of accessing some prior knowledge that you have about this unit already. So in Miss Michelle's class, there were some students who combined baking soda and vinegar in this water bottle here. They then put a balloon on top of it. Okay, so before they combined the baking soda and vinegar, this is what the balloon and water bottle looked like. And then they dumped the baking soda inside, and this is what happened. Billy says, I think a new substance formed when the baking soda was poured into the bottle because the balloon started to blow up. Jose says, I think that a new substance formed when the soda was poured into the bottle. And when the vinegar and baking soda were combined, they both blew up the balloon a little. And Hamid says, I think that neither one had a new substance form because the vinegar and baking soda are still vinegar and baking soda, and the soda is still soda. Okay, who do you agree with? Billy, Jose, or Hamid? And why? Let's get going on this experiment. This experiment has to do with pennies. So here we go. We have 3 pennies right here that we are going to work with. We have these 2 pretty nice pennies. And we have this penny. So observe these 2 pennies that I have in my hand. What do you notice about the tarnished penny? Type your observations into the question. Now, what do you notice about our shiny pennies? What are your thoughts? What do you notice? Type it in your observations. Now for this experiment, we are going to be using vinegar mixed with salt. And we are going to put our pennies in a mixture of salt and vinegar. And then what we're going to do is we are going to pull one of the pennies out and let it sit. And the other penny, we are going to rinse it off in water and then let it sit. So let's get started with doing that. So we have our pennies. This right here is my mixture of salt. You can kind of see the salt at the bottom here. Salt and vinegar. I'm going to stir it up for us. And I'm going to go ahead and, actually I'm going to add some more salt. Stirring it up, and then I'm going to drop my 3 pennies in my salt and vinegar mixture. Drop them in there, stir them up, give them a good stir. And then we are going to let them sit in there for 10 seconds. Here we go. Okay, now, like I said, we are going to take out 2 of the pennies. We're going to take out the tarnished, if I can get it, the tarnished penny, and we are not going to rinse these 2 pennies. Notice that our paper towel is labeled unrinsed because we are not going to rinse off these 2 pennies. Now, this last penny, we are going to take a cup of water, which I have right here. This is just plain old water. And we are going to rinse that penny off in water. Okay, we're rinsing it off in water. We are also going to take this penny out of the water now and let it sit on the paper towel labeled rinsed. So these 2 pennies have been unrinsed and this penny has been rinsed. We will go ahead and note your observations here. All right, now we're going to let this sit for a while and observe what happens. We know that pennies are made from copper. So we are going to observe what happens to the rinsed penny and what happens to the unrinsed penny after a period of time. Go ahead and make your prediction. What do you think is going to happen to the unrinsed penny? What do you think is going to happen to the rinsed penny? Type in your predictions. We will come back together tomorrow to make the observations of our pennies. Great job, guys.